Saudi and Korea ink a defense cooperation deal, and January PMIs for Saudi, the UAE, and Egypt all decline. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramya Faraj. Saudi and Korea have inked an MOU to expand defense cooperation as Seoul looks to sell more arms in the region. They'll form a working group for weapons systems research, development, and production. South Korea aims to become one of the world's largest suppliers of weapons. Business activities in Saudi slowed to two-year lows in January, with cost pressures and soft demand affecting non-oil private sector growth. The Riyadh Bank PMI dropped to 55.4 from December's 57.5. While business activity levels expanded at their slowest pace since 2022, they did continue to rise across sectors on new business. The UAE's non-oil business activity slipped to five-month lows in January on softening output and new orders and weak employment growth. The S&P Global UAE PMI dropped from 57.4 in December to 56.6 in January. And non-oil private sector activity in Egypt shrank for a 38th month in January as inflation and the war in Gaza weigh on demand. The S&P Global PMI for Egypt edged down to 48.1 from 48.5 in December. It reflects contractions in output and new orders as high prices weaken demand. Oil prices stabilized in early trade today after both benchmarks declined 7% last week. It's amid attempts to reach a ceasefire in Gaza and as the U.S. plans new strikes on Iran-backed groups. Brent crude futures are trading slightly higher at $77 and West Texas is flat at $72. Iraq has banned 8 local commercial banks from engaging in U.S. dollar transactions. It's taking action to reduce fraud and money laundering. The banks are banned from accessing the Iraqi central bank's daily dollar auction. Iraq is a focal point of a U.S. crackdown on currency smuggling to Iran. Boeing needs to repair 50 undelivered MAX jets after supplier Spirit Aerosystems found 2 misdrilled holes on some of the planes. The fault is in window frames and reportedly may be present in some aircraft already in service. Boeing says there's no risk to flight safety. Z Entertainment says it may ask an Indian tribunal to enforce its $10 billion merger with Sony's Indian unit. It comes after a Singapore arbitration center rejected an emergency petition by Sony for a stay of proceedings. Sony scrapped the merger last week, claiming breaches of contract. And China's securities regulator is vowing to prevent abnormal market fluctuations. It comes after its blue chip index fell nearly 5% to 5-year lows last week amid panic selling and forced liquidation of leveraged trades. The watchdog says it will crack down on ill-intended short selling and attract more investment by long-term capital. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.